Hi, welcome to my channel and please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Today I bring a topic about maritime environmental lawsuit update. We are providing this update on significant new developments in the international and US environmental maritime law, regulation, technology, and enforcement. Our prior update was issued in February 2022 and can be found in International Developments UK to adopt nuclear-powered ship regulation. The UK's Department for Transportation and Maritime and Coast Guard Agency are poised to enact new merchant shipping regulation covering nuclear-powered vessels later this year. The new regulations, which are expected to become effective at the end of November 2022, will incorporate International Convention for the Safety of Life at Sea or SOLAS elements and will provide needed structure to support the use of nuclear power in merchant ships. Specifically, the regulation will implement the requirements of the SOLAS Chapter 8, which codifies the building and also operating standards in the Code of Safety for Nuclear Merchant Ships. The regulations also require nuclear-powered vessels to comply with the radioactive waste management. Also, the requirement sets forth in the UK's Nuclear Code. CLNG promotes LNG conversions to meet IMO's Carbon Regulation Industry Coalition (SECLNG) recently released a report offering the view that converting existing vessels to liquefied natural gas or LNG should be an economical viable strategy for compliance with the International Maritime Organization or IMO. Upcoming Carbon Intensity Indicator or CEE. The CEE, which measures how efficiently a ship transports goods or passengers from a carbon emission perspective, will begin to take effect later this year as part of the extensive CO2 regulation adopted by the IMO in 2021. Ship will be given an annual CEE rating ranging from A to E, with a rating threshold becoming increasingly stringent between now and 2030. Ships that achieve ratings of D or E for 3 consecutive years will be required to submit a corrective action plan showing how a C rating or above will be achieved. The CLNG report notes then that an existing vessel retrofitted to run on LNG could maintain a B rating in the CIE scheme before falling to a C rating in 2027 and a D rating in 2032, while a non-retrofitted vessel operating on heavy fuel oil with a scrubber would at first have a C rating and would fall to an E rating by 2028. The report estimated that the retrofitting an existing 300,000 DWT tanker to run on LNG would cost $4.7 million, but retrofitting could result in strong returns on investment given the expected commercial advantage in chartering a vessel for a higher CEE ratings. CLNG also predicts that the cost of LNG conversions will decline over the coming years as retrofitting becomes more common. US Development's California Update CHC emission regulation. The California Air Resources Board or CARB recently approved amendments to its regulation on commercial harbor craft or CHC emissions, while the initial CSG regulation focused on larger vessels like passengers ferries, excursion vessels, and tugboats. The amended regulation apply emissions reduction requirements to a broader range of vessels types, including commercial fishing vessels, tank barges, and pilot vessels. The amended regulations also accelerate the transition to cleaner combustion engines, also including hybrid or fully electric engines where feasible. The vessel's emission requirements will be phased in starting January 1st, 2023 through 2032, with the exact compliance schedule varying by vessel type. The amended regulations also accelerate the adoption of electric shore power infrastructure, requiring port facility owners and operators to provide non-fossil fuel shore power sufficient to meet the auxiliary power needs of each vessel up to 99 kilowatts by January 1st, 2024. Facility owners and operators must also cooperate with the zero-emission vessels owners to facilitate the installation of charging infrastructure. Shipping company and also chief engineer convicted of MARPOL violation for the oily bilge water discharges. Greek shipping company, New Trade Ship, also management, and Dennis Placiples, chief engineer of the Bulker Longshore, it is pleaded guilty to the felony violations of the International Convention for the Prevention of the Pollution from Ships, or MARPOL, in a case brought by the U.S. Justice Department. New Trade of Placipes admitted that oily bilge water was illegally dumped from the longshore directly into the ocean without being properly processed. Through the required pollution prevention equipment on the two separate occasions between October and December of last year. The U.S. further charged that Placebas failed to record the discharges in the vessel oil record book and also ordered a lower-ranking crew members to process clean sewers through the vessels and pollution prevention. Also equipment to make it appear that the equipment was being properly used and under the terms of plea agreement that the company will pay the fine of $1.1 million and serve a 4-year probation during which its vessel calling in U.S. ports will be required to implement a robust environmental. So thank you for watching and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.